I rode some aeroplanes. I don't care how I travel, I'll get there just the same.
We're still under the yellow or caution flag here at Nashville Speedway following a minor little tangle between Mark Martin and Kyle Petty. Darrell Waltrip, car number 11, has a lap on second and third place. Bobby Allison and Harry Gant. Rocky Yates running second and third. What a performance to put a lap on a field like this with Allison, Petty. We've got a green flag.
An astounding performance, and then you know it's got to confound a whole bunch of people back there behind Darrell Waltrip, especially Bobby Allison, who is just such a competitor and also is very, very strong on short tracks like this. So he knows that Darrell Waltrip is going to have to either brake or have a tire go down on him or have something happen that's going to slow down that pace, because at this point, unless something happens, he just is unbeatable. There's no question about it.
Oh, yeah, and I totally agree with you. Darrell Waltrip from nearby Franklin, Tennessee, has just been totally dominant. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, but you know, Steve, the fact that we've got a whole bunch of other guys still out there racing is a credit to the way these cars are put together. You know, in the old days, you'd have a big, big retirement factor here. A lot of cars that break their engines and chassis and transmissions, as we see Allison and Gant still running nose to tail for second and third. But the point is that we've got cars now that are so reliable, they handle so well, that we're not getting the kind of crashes and spins that they used to have in Grand National Stock Car Racing, and even more so, not the engine breakage. You realize that these engines are being twisted to nearly 8,000 RPMs over these race distances, and that is really punishing on the drivetrains, the valve trains, the engines, and yet they stay together. We've only had just a few retirements.
Well, even though Darrell Waltrip apparently has a lock on first place, there's a lot of racing going on, especially between Bobby Allison and Harry Gant. But no matter where you are in the pack, the higher you finish, the more money you make, and the more Winston Cup points you earn.
Absolutely. This is a 31 race series. Notice the sparks that come off Bobby Allison's car. That's just bottoming on that banking. He's probably scraping an exhaust pipe or a suspension member. It's nothing too serious, but it is kind of spectacular here at night.
That's right. You'd never see that in the daytime. It happens then, too. It's just not visible. So Bobby Allison, the crafty old veteran who came right down to the wire last year for the national title, and Harry Gant, the bandit in car number 33. That's the best race on the track and the one the fans are glued to right now. And don't you know that Bobby Allison and or Harry Gant would love to hear right now from their crew chief via radio that Darrell Waltrip was in the pits, or that Darrell Waltrip was having trouble. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, because Waltrip is running clean and easy, performing perfectly. He's in tremendous physical condition. He can easily do 420 laps here. Brock Yates is down in the Darrell Waltrip pit area with famed crew chief Junior Johnson.
I noticed he's running a little lower groove than everybody.
Well, that's the fastest way around this racetrack if you're handling. If it's not, you got to go upstairs and run up there. But right now, our car's handling a lot better than anybody else is down low, so that's
real good. Thanks, Junior. Real good. Thank you.
Junior Johnson right now, he can just smell victory here as he watches the car that he and his crew have put together seemingly perfectly. As Darrell Waltrip has embarrassed this field somewhat. When guys like Petty and Allison and Gant, the best financed, best equipped teams in the world, can't even stay on the same lap with the man, it's got to be disheartening for them. Just incredible.
And a performance that Waltrip seems able to repeat on these short tracks with amazing ease. He has a baffling ability to make a car handle. He runs very easily in traffic. He stays out of trouble, and the man has piled up just hundreds and hundreds of points over the years on these short tracks, and it's carried him to victory in the Winston Cup Championship, when in fact, you know, he hasn't ever been able to win in the Daytona 500, the one victory that he really covets.
That's right. He piles up so many points here, though, Brock, that, well, that's the point you're making. Their emphasis on the short track car pays off at the end of the season.
Well, there are a lot of short track races in the Winston Cup Series at places like Bristol and Martinsville and North Wilkesboro and Nashville, and if you can win there, you can make a lot of hay, both dollar-wise and point-wise in this series.
Well, we're in the closing laps of the Marty Robbins 420. Darrell Waltrip, the car behind him, is at least 2 laps down. There is nobody on the same lap, and we are in the final 4 turns of this race. Darrell Waltrip Needs only complete one more circuit on the last lap. Darrell Waltrip right now, I would imagine, just holding his breath, as anybody would, looking to the flag stand for the checkered flag. And he's got it. Darrell Waltrip wins the Marty Robbins 420. They're slapping hands down in the Junior Johnson pits. And taking second place is Bobby Allison. But the night belongs to this man, Darrell Waltrip of Franklin, Tennessee, and of course to the memory of Marty Robbins.